Morning everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another day of soybean harvest. So we've been having a pretty good run with cutting soybeans, but we had a breakdown. Past 2 days we were out of the field. The fan drive for the engine cooling fan on the engine of the combine went out. It went out Tuesday morning on our very first pass, and then they came out Wednesday, which was yesterday, and it took them 8 hours to fix it. So we finally got it back going about, I don't even know, 4 or 5 o'clock last night, and we were able to finish the field we were at. So didn't get a whole lot done the past couple days, which is all right. The weather's been cooperating, so we're not really pressed for time at this point, and I was able to get some strip till done while we were waiting on that. So not the end of the world. I know that's going to be an expensive repair bill, but it is what it is. So let's get this thing started up. I got to get some fuel in it and get it moved down to the field. You guys know the drill. Check the oil. Oil's good. How about the antifreeze? Well, it's a little low. That's a little concerning. While I'm up here, I'll show you guys that fan drive. So this combine has a 9-liter John Deere engine in it, and I think pretty much anything with the 9-liter or 13.5 has this variable speed fan drive, but right down there, come on magnet, right here, it has a variable speed shiv that controls the speed of the fan. It's very similar to a reverser on a combine. It widens up and narrows up to change the speed of the belt. But yeah, that went out, the belt exploded, and usually that's a telltale sign that the fan drive's going out. So we got him out to look at it, and he's like, yep, it's out, got to fix it. So we have replaced the fan drive on every tractor we have, and I think we may have done the 8430 twice, but I'm not positive on that. It's a very weak point on these John Deere engines, so it's just one of those things. Also, got to get this tree branch out of here. The trees on Dad's lane could use a little bit of a trim. This thing's kind of tall. Backup camera is kind of helpful. Well, we made it to the field, we got started. Been a little bit of a hectic morning. I've been on the phone a lot. We're getting this code for engine fan speed very low. Like I said, we put that variable speed fan drive on yesterday, so I was calling the dealer to see if they could figure out something, if there's a sensor or if something didn't get put together quite right. It's not getting hot. Another mechanic said he wouldn't be too concerned just yet, but they definitely need to get that figured out. So keeping an eye on the temperature. We're just trying to get some of these beans done because they're already like 8-9%, so we got to get them out now. So normally, which I don't know what normal is anymore. It seems like every year gets a little crazier and a little crazier, but usually when we start cutting beans for the very first time in the year, we start at like 14% and they slowly work their way down to like 10-11%. But then usually we'll get a rain and it'll bring the moisture back up, because soybeans really suck up the moisture. That's why you can't get started real early in the morning. But it's been so dry this year that beans have been around 10% the last well, I guess the last day we ran, they got down to 10%. They were 10% all day. Then we were out for 2 days, broke down, and all the beans coming into the elevator were 8-9%, and there's no rain in sight. So normally, when the beans get this dry, we would wait for a rain to get some moisture back, but there's no rain in sight whatsoever. I mean, you look at a 60-day forecast, and there's basically zero chance every day. So we don't have that many beans left. I think our plan is to just get them done with and move on to corn, because we really want to get into some corn and see what it's like. We also want to get these beans done. So it's one of those things you can't win. Well, I'm getting that code for engine fan speed low, and now the engine's getting a little warm. It's getting up to 225 degrees, which isn't terribly warm, but it's too warm for what it should be. So I'm gonna double check, just make sure my radiator isn't plugged up, and I don't know what's gonna happen after that. That's all clean. Well, we're back in business. This was the problem. So this is a bolt that's installed in the fan drive from the factory that keeps the shift spread apart so you can put the new belt in. And the mechanic yesterday forgot to take it out, so it wasn't letting that shift move, so the fan was stuck on slow speed. And thankfully there was a mechanic 15 minutes away who just finished a job, so that worked out perfect. It was a quick fix. Less than an hour, we're back up and running. That doesn't happen very often, so I am very thankful for that. We're back running, and it seems like hopefully everything will go smooth now. Dusty. Got out to stretch my legs a little bit. I've been sitting a long time. We got about 20 acres left on this farm, hoping we can knock this out real quick and move on to the next field. We're under 100 acres of beans left, so we're getting close. Beans are testing 8%. I was talking to a neighbor of mine. We can't believe the beans aren't splitting. Usually when they get this dry, they split really bad. But you take a bean and try to bite into it, and they're just like rocks. You can't really figure it out, which I guess that's a good thing. You don't want to sell splits. Things are going pretty good. I think we're gonna knock this out pretty soon. Yeah. Not many updates. It's been a pretty quiet afternoon. Here he comes. All right, you ready to push the button? Good job. YouTube about your school day? No. So Garrett is 3 years old now, and he just started preschool this year. And preschool is exhausting. So he's relaxing by riding with Dad in the combine. Does that help? Yeah. Start turning all the way that way, like this. Turn it all the way. You're gonna go all the way. Good job. That's good. Now let go.
I'm waiting till it's all the way, Tony. I'm all the way, and I'm waiting until it's into the bean spot.
Okay, there we go. Good job. High five. Well, we got
You need help unloading the motor, or you gonna leave it on?
I'm gonna leave it on.
Okay.
Anyways, got the field done. Our next field is like an 1/8 of a mile up the road, so we're just gonna cruise right down the road with the head on. Hopefully we don't meet any cars. Should be okay. Well, if you weren't supposed to go down the road with your head on, they wouldn't have put flashers out on the end, so that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay, Garrett wants to tell the camera something.
Well, you don't want to run the yard over.
We don't want to run the yard over.
Yep.
We don't want to run the beans over.
No.
No. And we don't want to hit anything either. But
No.
we made it, so we're all good. Here we go. Field. We have one field of beans left. I'm gonna drop the head on the trailer and get this thing ready for in the morning. I can blow the dust off again, and hopefully, if all goes well, we can finish beans tomorrow. Got my minions out here to unhook the head for me. That works pretty good. You guys should get some minions. I'm going to park this out of the way. That way Dad can pull in the field here on the end rows in the morning and get the last load off the grain cart. There's a little bit left in there. So, I'm going to leave this in the field. We can get it blowed off in the morning, blow the draper off, knock that last field of beans out. Well, we did pretty good today. Got about 140 acres done. So, had a little minor setback with that bolt being in that shift still, but thankfully we got that fixed quick and got back in the field. So another successful day of harvest. That's gonna do it for this video. See you guys on the next one.